Some words don't feel like advice. They feel like a mirror. In the old world of prophets and poems, justice wasn't a slogan. It was a way to stand in the world without turning away, a way to live with your eyes open and your hands clean. Micah chapter 6, verse 8. He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. It's striking how simple it sounds. Not easy, but simple. Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly. 3 movements: outward, inward, upward. Act justly means your choices have weight. The email you send, the story you repeat, the way you handle power, even small power, how you treat the person who can't help you back. It means you don't call something business when it's really harm. Love mercy adds tenderness to justice, because a world can become fair on paper and still be brutal in practice. Mercy is what keeps justice from turning cold. It remembers that people are more than their worst day. And walk humbly. That one slows you down. It's the posture of someone who knows they don't see everything. The posture of someone willing to listen, to learn, to admit, to change. Not performing goodness. Living it quietly, where it costs something. On a hard day, this verse doesn't ask you to fix the whole world by morning. It asks you to take the next honest step. One act of justice. One choice of mercy. One humble walk. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 17. Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow. You can hear the urgency in it. Not a suggestion, not a vague hope. A call with names attached: fatherless, widow, oppressed. In that ancient landscape, these weren't metaphors. They were people without protection. People easy to ignore because they couldn't fight back, couldn't pay back, couldn't leverage anything. And Isaiah says, learn. Justice isn't only instinct, it's a skill, it's formation, it's practice. There are days when doing right doesn't come naturally. When you're exhausted, busy, numbed out by headlines. When you tell yourself, I can't carry one more thing. And maybe you can't carry everything, but you can notice. Seek justice means you don't wait for it to drift into your life. You go looking for what's bent. You ask, who is paying the price for my comfort? Who is being dismissed as collateral damage? Defend the oppressed. That word defend implies resistance, pushback. It assumes that oppression doesn't politely step aside. Sometimes defending looks loud, like speaking up in a room that prefers silence. Sometimes it looks quiet, like documenting what happened, or checking on someone targeted, or refusing to laugh at the joke that dehumanizes. Sometimes it looks like showing up, again, when you'd rather disappear. And pleading the case of the widow. That's legal language, courtroom language. Isaiah is talking about systems, not only feelings, not only private kindness, but public fairness. If you've ever felt powerless watching someone get crushed by rules that never protected them, this verse doesn't pretend that's normal. It names it. And it asks for courage with a human face. Psalm 89 verse 14. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Love and faithfulness go before you. This is a different angle. Not justice as a task, but justice as the shape of reality. A throne is power. A throne decides what becomes normal, what is rewarded, what is punished, who is safe, who is disposable. And the psalm says God's throne rests on righteousness and justice, not on image, not on propaganda, not on brute force, on what is right and what is fair. Then it adds, Love and faithfulness go before you, as if, wherever God moves, these two arrive first. Love clearing a path, faithfulness holding the line. For the person who lies awake at 2 a.m., replaying everything that feels unfair, this verse offers a steadier floor. It suggests that justice isn't a trend that comes and goes. It's not a mood. It's foundational. When you've been lied to, used, overlooked, or blamed for what you didn't do, it's easy to start thinking the world is run by chaos, by whoever can shout the loudest. But the psalm holds out another picture, a universe not ultimately governed by cruelty. And that doesn't erase the pain, it just means the pain doesn't get the final word. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 9. Speak up and judge fairly, defend the rights of the poor and needy. This one lands in the mouth. Speak up, not think about it, not privately agree. Speak. There's a reason silence can feel so safe. Silence costs less in the moment. It keeps your reputation tidy. It lets you stay liked. But Proverbs is practical wisdom, street-level wisdom. And it knows the world has meetings and policies and group chats and family systems, places where decisions get made while some people aren't in the room. Judge fairly means you don't tilt the scales for your friends. You don't excuse what you'd condemn in someone else. You don't punish the vulnerable for being vulnerable, and defend the rights of the poor and needy. Notice the word rights, not favors, not charity when it's convenient. Rights. In modern life, this can look like asking one more question when a coworker gets labeled difficult. It can look like refusing to let a struggling person be turned into a punchline. It can look like voting with your wallet, your voice, your time, even when it's inconvenient. And for anyone who's tired, who feels too small to matter, speak up can start microscopic. One sentence, one interruption of the usual pattern, one moment where you choose truth over comfort. That's how systems begin to shift. Not always with a roar, often with one steady voice that refuses to disappear. Amos chapter 5, verse 24. But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. Amos doesn't whisper. He doesn't tidy the edges. His words arrive like weather. A river is movement. It's not a puddle you can step around. It doesn't stay in one corner of life. And a never-failing stream, that's the part that stings. Because so much of what we call justice is occasional, seasonal, a burst of concern, then a return to business as usual. Amos is speaking into a society that knew how to look religious while staying corrupt. Songs, gatherings, rituals, all while the vulnerable were being exploited. He refuses to let spiritual life become a cover story. Let justice roll, not trickle, not show up for a photo and vanish. For people today, this touches that familiar fatigue, the feeling of watching the same cycles repeat. Outrage, hashtags, headlines, and then silence. And you wonder if anything changes at all. A river changes a landscape slowly, steadily. It carves canyons over time. It finds the low places and fills them. It doesn't need to be violent to be unstoppable. Justice like a river means consistency. It means we keep going when the attention moves on. We keep learning, keep listening, keep repairing what we can repair. We stay with it long enough for it to become real. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 20. Follow justice and justice alone, so that you may live and possess the land the Lord your God is giving you. This is the language of foundations again. A people forming a society, laws, borders, leaders, courts, the practical architecture of everyday life. And in the middle of all that, this line, justice and justice alone. Not justice when it benefits you. Not justice with a loophole for your side. Not justice until it costs too much. Justice alone means you don't mix it with bribery. You don't mix it with favoritism. You don't dilute it with the excuse, "That's just how things are," so that you may live. Because injustice isn't only immoral, it's unstable. It poisons trust. It fractures communities. It turns neighbors into threats. You can feel this in workplaces where favoritism rules, in families where one person's pain is always minimized, in communities where some are protected and others are policed, in nations where the law feels like a weapon instead of shelter. Deuteronomy suggests something both spiritual and practical. A community can't thrive long-term on crooked scales. Eventually, it collapses under its own dishonesty. Following justice alone is a kind of survival, a way to keep the ground from giving way beneath you. And taken together, these passages don't paint justice as distant. They bring it close. Justice is what you do with power, small or large. Justice is what you do with the stories you believe. Justice is what you do when someone else is vulnerable. Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly, speak up, judge fairly, defend the rights of the poor and needy. Let it roll like a river. Let it keep flowing when no one applauds. And underneath it all, a quieter assurance. Righteousness and justice are not optional add-ons to the heart of God. They're the foundation. So if you're tired, start small. If you're scared, stay humble. If you're overwhelmed, choose one honest act. A river begins with a spring, and it keeps moving. Amen.